Hello everyone, welcome to day 4 of this fasting feasting experience. I just went live on Facebook and the sound quality was not what I wanted. It was a little bit windy because I was out for a walk, so I figured I'd just do another little live and do it on here instead. So we're on day 4. We've had 3 days of juicing. We've gone on to water as well. Waters and teas. So this is what I'm going to be doing. If you watched video number 1 when I was in Glastonbury, I was sharing that when I was driving down there, my body, I had a moment of this beautiful connection with my body where I could feel and hear my body say, we need a break, we need a holiday from food, we're trying to clear. And this was my organs speaking. This is what it felt like for me. It felt like my liver, my kidneys, my spleen, my pancreas, my organs, which I've been working with and focusing on a lot in the past few weeks and sharing this with a lot of people, is how to work physically with the body to release old emotions and old energies that are from essentially before we were as conscious as we are now. So I've been showing clients and people these techniques and obviously doing them myself as well, and I got to a point where I was driving to Avalon and that's what I heard my organs say: we need to have a break. We need a break because you've been clearing and we want to support you. I always say the body loves you. It's your temple, it's your instrument, it's your sacred chalice of light. And so I was like, right, okay, what do you want? And my body said to me, start to juice, do 3, 3 and 3, 3 days juicing, 3 days water, 3 days solar, or natural state as some call it. So that's what I did. I got back home, I still had some vegetables in the fridge, so I made a soup and I froze it for afterwards. You saw me drinking some beetroot, some really delicious beetroot juice that one of the shops in Avalon had, and I started cleansing. I started feasting on juices. You saw in video number 2 that I'd gone to the shops and I'd got some pineapples, I'd got some grapes, I'd got some limes and lemons and various things, and I'd made some pineapple, apple, ginger, turmeric and dandelion juice as a batch, and also some grape and lime, and also melon, but I don't think you guys saw that because that was last night. Now the beauty of juicing is that there is still soluble fibre. You know, it's quite high dense liquid still. It's living water, it's living consciousness, it's lighter prana, it's lighter than solid foods. And when you're drinking that, the metaphysical properties of the juices are so supportive on so many levels and layers. You know, we have all these layers within us. We've got the energetic field, right, the astral field, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and they all link with one another. Now, a lot of us in this whatever community you want to call it, spiritual community, awakening community, we're all really just returning to our ancient remembrance. And what's really interesting is, you know, when we do healing, a lot of it is focused on quantum healing. A lot of it is focused on energy healing. It's all on a certain level. But then the body, even though we might intellectualize the healing process, we might understand it, we might, come to revelations in our mind. The mind isn't what stores the trauma. The mind is where the patterns are, but it's the body which holds the trauma, the organs, the fascia, the blood even, that is imprinted in our DNA from how we program our being. So when you juice, you're letting your intestines and your colon clear. Welcome, by the way, welcome to the beautiful soul watching this right now. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please do share. I love reading them, especially when I'm live. If you're watching this on the replay though, of course, please do still comment, because I go back, I check, I respond. But when you're juicing, both the water system within you is going to clear along with the physical digestive system, right? This is the benefit of the juices, is that it's still dense enough to enter the digestive system. So your stomach and your small intestine, your large intestine, your colon, they start to clear. And once the food, the solid food that you have is cleared out in the usual way, right, you then start to access, and this is what's incredible about juice, and this is why I love things like turmeric, ginger, pineapple. Grape is incredible. I didn't even realise the metaphysical and beneficial properties of grape, so no wonder I had like 6 bottles of it. But all those emotions, all those experiences, all those things, all those thoughts that are that we're wanting to clear, that we're wanting to stabilize. We want to stabilize our light within our being, but we have to release all the other things that are essentially possessing us, right? As that move through us, those emotions, those thoughts, we want to re-imprint and reprogram them. And how do we do that? What is a really good way of doing that? Clearing the body out. Because the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the navel, those areas are holding physical matter, rotting food, rotting consciousness that's stuck to the intestines, that's stuck to the colon. And it's the thought patterns of the mind come from the gut, right? So we don't emphasize this connection enough. I'm just looking for my watch because I want to be really conscious of time as well. We don't focus on this enough. What happens when you start to juice is the gut is releasing. So once you physically release in the body the usual way, old things that are stored, because the walls of the intestines and the colon hold and store for years, we don't even realize, for years, rotting food, because that's what the body does, is it rots it. So it absorbs the nutrients, it rots it, and it releases it. But it's not a slick tube, right? Stuff gets stuck on there. When you start to juice, and you juice for a few more days than just, you know, a day, because a lot of us will stop at a day. When you juice for longer, and this is great, you could even do it for 7 days or for a month, in which case you'd want to introduce vegetables and balance it out a little bit rather than maybe just juices. But what happens is you start to release some of the old things, the really old stuff, and you can see it. You know, it's physically wants to release. So that can be a little bit interesting, a little bit challenging if you're not used to your body releasing things like that. But you feel so clean and so clear and so balanced and grounded. It's unreal. It really is. It's unreal how clean we feel. If half of us in the spiritual community started to really, really, really be serious about what we were consuming and how we were looking after our body, rather than just the patterns, that we've imprinted. Wake up, go to the kitchen, open the cupboards, open the fridge, you know, through boredom or through repetition. If we really were serious about what was going into our body, we wouldn't have half the issues that we have. We wouldn't have most of the issues that we have, right? So fasting, feasting on juices and water, things like that is so beneficial. But now, and I wanted to mention as well, one of the things that if you do juice, one of the things that I didn't mention that is important to mention is that your teeth are exposed bone, right? They're bones. As we know, bones can heal. If you ever have broken anything, your bones heal, your teeth can heal. But they're also magnetic. So when we're drinking or eating things and things go past the teeth, you know, an apple is nature's toothbrush. If you eat an apple, it helps clean your teeth for you. If you're drinking juices, you want to be making sure that you're cleaning your teeth. So after every time I had a load of juice, I'd be brushing my teeth. I have an ionic toothbrush which reverses the polarity. So it just dislodges anything stuck on the teeth, which is, it's an incredible technology really. But I was doing that all the time because I was so conscious. I was like, it's sticking to my teeth, I can feel it. So we want to make sure that the sugars are dislodging if you are going to be juicing and doing stuff like that. But your organs are releasing, your body is releasing when you do that, and it's incredible. Now I'm moving on to teas and waters. Why teas as well? Because I still want to support my organs. My body is calling for that. If my body was calling just for water alone, that's what I would do, but it's calling also for teas. So I'm going to be working with dandelion and lotus and rose and, you know, and some really beautiful different blends that I have to support the digestive system and to support the blood and things like that. I'm going to be working with those things, as well as water with lemon in. Water and tea is much less dense than a juice, right, in the consistency of the actual liquid. So it's going to be more inspired to go into our water system rather than our elimination system. So the water system, our urine and everything like that, that goes through the organs, as we know. And urine is a byproduct of blood, so that's your life force energy. The less starches, the less sodiums, the less sugars, the less things like that that you put into your body, the cleaner and the purer that life force that you eliminate is, right? And so it's really interesting because there are so many layers to our body that we just really don't understand. The ancient yogis did, you know. You can look up like Shambhavi Kriya and things like that, and these are all practices where the inner ecosystem of the body is really understood, and this is what breatharians really understand on a physical level, is the inner ecosystem and the quantum mechanics of what it is to be here in a physical form and embody that light. Now, so from today, I'm on coconut water. I know coconut water is still technically a juice. It doesn't have any of the pulp or anything like that. It's just literally the clear juice. But I'm on coconut water right now, just to really help hydrate. Teas, and I'm feasting on it as well. So I'm drinking a lot. So likely I'm going to be going to the loo a lot to help move everything through. One of the things that does come up for people, and one of the reasons why it's so hard for some people to do something like this, it's not because of the health reasons, because actually this is so beneficial. This is an ancient form of medicine that is 100% effective, especially dry fasting, 100% effective on healing, you know. But you have to do it in a controlled environment. You have to do it in a space where there are experts there. So if you're watching this and you're participating, please do not join in with the dry fast unless you know how to do it and you've done it before, okay? Because I'm not there to hold your hand, okay? So unless you're doing it in a group environment, in an actual place, I'd say, you know, the juicing, great, the water, great. Don't do the solo part, just chat. But one of the really interesting things is it really tackles the mind, right? It really tackles the mind. So we've been working with the elements of earth and water with the juices. Now we're moving on to working with the element of water, right? So we're cleansing the water system. When we get to the last 3 days and we're doing the solar, or the natural state, as one of my breatharian friends calls it, it's the natural state of being. When we get onto that stage, we work with the element of fire, which really will purify whatever is remaining, you know? And it makes it such an easy task when you've prepared the body in this way. This is why before any initiation that any of the Grand Masters would take, they would fast beforehand. You know, Yeshua or Maitreya and the Buddha, you know, you always hear of the fasting process beforehand, right? So the main thing that may be challenging for people at this point is going to be the mind. The patterns, the habits, the things like that that we've created. And once again, it's a boredom thing. I always like to say, there's this concept right now that time is speeding up. That's not my truth. The reason why that's not my truth is because I experience the opposite, especially when I'm doing these types of feasts. The opposite occurs for me. Time really slows down, it elongates, right? And we find ourselves with so much energy, so much time, so much space that we can get bored. We don't know what to do with the energy. We don't know what to do with that life force. And so that's why this is the time that you really want to incorporate, you know, if you're not doing meditation or movements, going outside for a walk, anything like that, you need to, because it helps refine your energy, right? It helps refine your discipline, put in new patterns. And this is what you're doing, you're clearing space of the old patterns. You know, we walk into the kitchen, we open the cupboard, we open the fridge, and we're going, what we're looking for, we're not eating or drinking. Why are we, you know, oh, I'm just drinking water, why do I need to go to the fridge? Why do I need to go to the cupboard? It's a pattern, right? It's a habit. These habits are breaking, and then we have to replace them and reform them, right? So it is really all about the mind, and all about reprogramming it and letting release the things that we've put in there, you know? So anyway, today we start on the waters, the teas. I'm really excited. I'm gonna go get a tea straight away. I'm actually gonna go start appointments. I have appointments today, which I always look forward to. So I'm going to go start those right away, and I will see you all on tomorrow's video where we go into day 5. Please let me know any questions that you have. I always find such joy in answering them, or just conversations that you want to open up or discuss. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.